Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about the Dems saying shutdown aloud. Last week, we talked about some subtle signaling from the Democratic Party that indicated they were considering using the March 14th deadline to gain some leverage and try to curb Trump. I said I wouldn't be surprised if soon we heard a Democrat openly call for a shutdown if needed. If there isn't some kind of funding for the government by March 14th, it shuts down. House Republicans have been fighting over their one big beautiful bill and haven't been watching the clock tick down. Calls for a continuing resolution are rising, which would give Republicans more time to work out their issue. But it would also push back Trump's agenda, something he doesn't want to do given he all but abandoned his first 100-day plans. Republicans are trying to point fingers at Democrats for the dysfunction, but nobody's buying it this time. The GOP has the majority in both houses. They don't have their one big beautiful bill because they can't agree amongst themselves. There was subtle signaling that Democrats saw an opening to get some concessions in exchange for votes to keep the government open. But there was also rumor mill talk about some Democrats being willing to shut the whole thing down as a way of mitigating damage from Trump's behavior. Well, the rumor mill was right, and Senator Andy Kim kind of put it all out there, saying, quote, "In a few weeks, the Republicans are going to try to figure out how they move forward, and they have, for the last 2 years, needed Democratic votes for every single continuing resolution, and they should not count on that this time." He's right. Under current dynamics, Republicans would likely need Democratic votes to get a continuing resolution. He went on, quote, "They are simply trying to dismantle the government. So yes, look, if we have to take steps to be able to hold them accountable, we use the leverage that we have to force it. I cannot support efforts that will continue this lawlessness that we're seeing when it comes to this administration's actions." So there you have it. It doesn't get more open than that. It's officially on the table. When we talked about it last time, there were a bunch of questions about how it would help, or statements that Trump would just use executive orders. This cuts off funding totally. If they go this route, Trump could sign 100 executive orders, but there wouldn't be money to implement them. Democrats are typically incredibly reluctant to cause a government shutdown because of its effects on the economy and the working class. But I think there's probably the feeling among a lot of Democrats that Trump's funding freezes, economic policies, and erratic behavior, if left unchecked, will do even more harm than a shutdown. The other thing to remember is that the Democratic Party can't actually shut down the government by itself. The only reason this is on the table is because Republicans can't come up with a spending plan amongst themselves. So, there's probably also a little bit of the idea that they can't be blamed for the shutdown because they aren't in the majority anywhere. When it comes to the partisan divide, they're right on that one. Republicans could pull together a funding package without a single Democratic vote. But their own dysfunction makes that unlikely at this point. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.